Yo guys, it's Britt coming to you live, duh. And I was actually just about to go to bed, but then I got really excited because I don't know if you saw, but I just posted a pic. And it's just like this shirt and maybe like this much of my face. But, and I got really excited because I realized that there's only 6 days left, you guys, to sign up for Light, Joyful, and Free. This is like the best, most next level program I've ever offered. So I got really excited about that, and I got really excited about the shirt in general. The shirt says, because it's reversed right here, but the shirt says, go like never before. And actually, you guys, today I had the best freaking workout of my life. And I want to tell you a little bit of a vulnerable story about myself, and my life. The vulnerable story is I am a freaking bitch ass, wimp ass, pussy ass bitch when it comes to working out. Okay? And I've always been like that. And I think it's rooted from my childhood. I used to play soccer, but I fucking sucked. Well, I was okay, but I had other friends that were way better. And then I just, have never pushed myself, at working out. And the problem is I've always looked, really fucking hot, I think, in my body. And not to sound egotistical or anything, but I've never, had a problem with my weight or anything. And so whenever I work out, it's I never fully exert myself. And say hi to me, you guys, when you pop on. Who's here with me? Give me some hearts. Tell me what's up. Where are you from? How's it going tonight? I'm in a fun mood. Oh my God, I'm getting so tan too, you guys. So anyways, what happened today, it was so freaking revolutionary. I am literally a new person. And this is something that you may or may not know about me, but I literally become a new person all the time. I'm not the same person that I was last week. This week I have transformed, and especially today after having the best freaking workout of my entire life, you guys. Oh my God. It was the first time that I've ever fully felt like I completely exerted myself. There was a point of this workout and it was a weight training class for an hour. And I was doing the weights, and it was the first time I ever really felt like I wanted to cry. It hurt so bad. And then after I wanted to cry, I was laughing because it just it felt so good. I started to get a little bit of a euphoric feeling from this workout, you guys. So I guess I'm new to the workout high, right? So anyways, I had this amazing workout, and the whole point, this is all going to lead into whatever the fuck I wrote the topic of. Oh yeah, the topic is watch your thoughts that are going on in your own head, because other people feel that shit telepathically. And I teach this in a lot of different ways, okay? Hey Jackin, what's up? I teach this in a lot of different ways. I've said it in a lot of different ways, but basically what it comes down to is the thoughts that you are thinking about yourself are being projected out, and it's actually creating your experience of the world, and it's creating your experience of how other people are treating you as well. Hey James. So we actually have a lot more power than we realize, and I just want you to, okay, let's go into an exercise here, and I'll get back to my working out story. But anyways, if you're just hopping on, I had the best freaking workout ever of my life today. Hey, Zach. And I'm a new person because of it. I'm a new person. And that's something that I do all the time, you guys, is I become a new person. I become more of my soul with each passing day. And I want you to do the same, and that's why I've created this program, Light, Joyful, and Free, where we're really going to be tapping into, getting into your real soul essence and dropping the emotional baggage, okay, because this program is all about emotional freedom. We're going to go really into dropping the emotional baggage that is blocking you from being your light, joyful, and free self, okay? But I'm going off on so many tangents, you guys. I'm in a funny mood. But I had the best workout, you guys. So say hi to me. Who's here? We've got Zach. Who else is here? Say hi to me, you guys. So other people are picking up on the thoughts that you're thinking about yourself. Right. And here's the exercise that I want you to do right now, right in this moment. Okay. Let's get serious here. No more fun. Let's just be fucking serious right here, right now. No more stories. No more playing around. Pure seriousness. Are you with me? Are you here? Give me some hearts if you're here, or if you're watching on the replay. So what I want you to do is I want you to look back on every insult that anyone else has ever given you. Okay? So I want you to look back on every time, well, like maybe you're not going to think of every time, but think of like a bunch of times when people have insulted you. Okay? And I want you to ask yourselves, hey, Ashley, I want you to ask yourselves this. Did I ever call myself that insult in my own head first before that other person called me it? Okay? Ask yourself that. And I'm going to freaking guarantee you like 9 times out of 10 or like 95% of the freaking time, or if not 100% of the time, every time someone insulted you in any way about something, it was something that you had already thought about yourself. Okay? And quite often the things people say to you, and although like they're triggering and although they're maybe not true, I mean, obviously they're not true. We know that you're a good person. We know you're doing your freaking best, right? But, you know, the things that people say to you are things that are going on in your own mind, and they're being projected outwards, okay? And you have the power to change those freaking thoughts, okay? And you have the power to put some true thoughts into their freaking heads instead of the bullshit thoughts that you don't want them to think, right? Oh, thank you, Ashley. I'm so glad you're here. Lindsay says, yes, I have had those thoughts, right? And once I've realized this truth, it's like everything that someone else criticizes me for, I criticize myself in my own head first. So this can help you be a lot less freaking pissed off with everybody. Like, first of all, because you're just like, oh my God, like this person just said that, you know, they think I'm like this and this. Well, that's not really true, but you know what? I've had those insecurities before, and this is being reflected back to me like a mirror image. And now I have this opportunity to integrate that and heal that aspect of me, right? Because if you really think about it from a perspective of oneness, and now we're going to get into some deep spiritual shit that maybe not all of y'all's are ready for, but I have practiced and read this book called Oneness, which is basically like a spiritual book, and it teaches about how like literally we are all one at a core level. And if you haven't read the book Oneness, I'm actually going to put it on a list. I'm going to make a list of books, you guys. I'm going to make a list of like 10 books and they're going to be like my top 10 like life-changing books like that you should read like right now if you want to experience a deep sense of inner peace and joy and freedom and everything. Like in the weird case that you're not taking Light, Joyful, and Free and you want to just read some fucking books. But if you actually want my help, take Light, Joyful, and Free, because I will be your guide through this, into this. Hey, Kat. Thank you, James. Appreciate you. So here's the thing. And the reason why I'm going off on so many different tangents and I feel all over the place. Do you want to know the astrological reason why this is happening right now? Because I'll tell you, I know exactly why this is happening. So the moon is in Gemini right now. And when the moon is in Gemini, we go off on all sorts of tangents. We act like a Gemini. We're over here, then we're over there, and then we're over here. And then we have lots to say about everything, but not too much to say about one thing. I actually have written a book, and it's just in the frickin' editing process. So the book is definitely coming, so don't you worry about that. But that's just book 1. There's gonna be like at least 10, 20 books by the end of this bitch's life. So the moon is in Gemini. That's why I'm all over the place, okay? And actually, my natal Mercury is in Gemini. So if you're not familiar with the astrology language, Mercury in astrology is how you talk and communicate. So I naturally communicate like a Gemini. It's not very solid. It's not very grounded. It's a little bit flighty. It's a little bit flaky. It's a little bit nervous energy all over the place. Zip, 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 zip. But it's highly intelligent, and I could probably understand things a lot better and quicker than you can. Sorry, not sorry. Unless you have a strong Gemini placement in your chart. August says, yay, 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 yay. Okay, cool. So, glad you guys are buying my book. You'll be the first to know when it's out. It'll probably be this year. So, back to what I was saying before I went off on some rant. So yeah, you guys can see that, right? You can see how every time someone has insulted you, actually you insulted yourself first in your own head. And whether or not you actually believed that insult, it occurred to you, right? Like maybe you had a thought that was like, oh, well, maybe I'm not really that good at like my job or something. And then at your job, someone told you, maybe your boss was like, actually, you're not that good. And you were like, oh my God, I'm like so offended. But if you would take a little look deeper, you thought that first. And then that person was just reassuring you of what you already thought, or, you know, like putting it into your brain, reassuring. What's the word I'm thinking? Reassuring. I don't know. But anyways, okay, second part of the exercise, just to like keep it positive, because we don't want to focus on all those negative things, you guys. We do not want to focus on all the negative things. So now I want you to think of a few times when someone has complimented you and someone has said something really nice to you. And I want you to realize how everything that they have ever complimented you on, you complimented yourself on first. Okay? Can you see it? Can you see how literally every positive thing that anybody's ever said to you, you freaking said that shit first? And then they're just reiterating it to you. That was the word I was looking for earlier. I was like, reassuring, I mean, that could work too, but I was looking for the word in my mind, reiterating it to you. Other people are reiterating what you are already thinking in your own mind. Okay? Yeah, Kat says we look for evidence of all the shit we think. Exactly. And Zach was saying something here before, and I scrolled, it disappeared. I want to go back here. Yeah, you got to be above the moons, Ashley. Like, I know what goes on with the moons, but I don't allow the moons to, you know, negatively impact me. Like, I'm aware of what's occurring because I follow every day, like the astrology, right? But I don't allow it to get me in a mood. Like, we had that Mercury retrograde thing, and I had such an awesome time during Mercury retrograde because I don't fucking give a shit. Like, I'm gonna be me. I know how to connect with my soul. I know how to connect with joy at any time. So I don't give a fuck about the planets, but I still like to look, because as an astrologer and as someone who's been practicing astrology since I was 15, it just makes freaking sense to me, right? But we can go beyond it. I thought Zach was saying something, but I don't know what. Did you have a question, Zach, if you're still here? Thank you for saying that I'm so fine, Dorian. I much appreciate that. But Dorian, to get back to my topic, I will have you know that me, Brittany Taylor, the Brittany Taylor, I did think the thought in my own head that I am so fine first. And you are only reiterating that thought back into me. See, I gave you right there, you guys. I gave you an example of what I'm teaching. So, and actually, I literally did do that. And like, if you look at me right now, like I'm no supermodel here, okay? Like, I had a freaking sweaty, crazy workout. I'm a little bit over tanned right now. I've actually been tanning like a fuckload. Like, I might have a little bit of a tanning addiction, you guys. I'm a little bit over tanned. And I have no makeup on. I'm not my hottest. But these misters here are going to say that I am. And the reason why is because I already thought that I was. So then they're just reiterating that thought, right? Is that making sense? That's how it freaking goes. That is how it freaking goes. And it can go beyond so much more than just being hot or being fine or whatever that guy said. Like, you can take this to a whole nother level so that people love you. They want your content. They want your every word. They want your message. They want to sign up for your programs. They want to be with you like in a love connection. You can make it so that people actually adore you and want to be with you. You can take this so much deeper than what it is, right? And this is actually how we create anything in our life. Like, is we create it first in our own head, right? Thank you, Ashleah. And also because I'm super smart. And here's the thing. I also realize that I'm super smart. And it's funny, like, really, people just pick up on what we actually feel about ourselves. But at the same time, even if we don't feel totally positive about ourselves, right? Like, let's say, for example, maybe you're scared to go on a live stream. Like, sometimes I still feel fucking shitty on a live stream. Right now I feel pretty good, but sometimes, actually I did a live stream like last week where it fucking sucked. I was like getting my tires done, and I got so thrown off. There was like loud people. I was like, I think I'm PMSing, and like it was not good, and I just freaking canceled it, and I deleted it, and I never delete live streams. So like, I still don't always feel like totally on fire, freaking awesome all the time. But I know overall that I'm awesome and that I will remain awesome. So like, little things don't have to get me down like that. But like, let's take an example where maybe you just don't feel fully confident in one area of your life, but you need to override that, and you want to actually change other people's perceptions of you so that they believe that you're awesome, even when you don't fully feel that you're awesome yet. You can do that by just affirming that they think I'm awesome, they think I'm awesome, they think I'm awesome. Like, for me, like, in my physical appearance thing, like, I mean, I don't really think I look that good right now, but I know overall, because I've proven it, that everybody thinks I'm hot, or thinks I'm attractive, or people seem to think that, so that I can even pop on a live stream where I can go out and get groceries looking like shit or whatever. I can totally fuck up a live stream. I can do something, say something stupid or mess up my words or whatever. And my still dominant feeling is that people are going to think I'm awesome, or people like, or actually I still have some negative thoughts, you guys, that still end up appearing true. But like, overall, it's like, I could totally fuck it up, and I still know that people are going to love me, right? And so that's the kind of confidence that you want to have when you're not really confident, right? Like, so like, even when you're not a total superstar on a live stream yet, or you're not totally like feeling like you're the hottest chick in the whole universe, when you know that you freaking should be feeling like that, but you just don't really feel like that, you can override that by just choosing to believe, well, even if I don't currently feel like I'm the best, other people sure see it, okay? And you can just affirm that. And like, you are that powerful to override your own thoughts so that other people see you for the soul level you. Like, an affirmation that I like to say about myself, and I've been saying this ever since, you know, I've been doing Reiki healing, which is since 2014, I've been a Reiki healer and a Theta healer. So I always had this feeling that my energy was somehow like special and healing. And actually, I had a psychic tell me, even before I did the healing, when I was like 15 and I went to a psychic, or maybe I was 16, but I had a psychic tell me that in a past life I was a healer, and my energy attracted people to me. And I had never heard of anything like this, but after she told me that, I started to fucking expect that. I started to just have this attitude of like, well, I can just do nothing, and people are drawn to my energy because I was a healer in a past life or whatever. And like, who even cares if that was real? Which I think it was, because I've done many past life regressions and I've seen it. But it's like, I started believing that that was freaking true, and then it was. And then, like, I always had different men attracted to me. I always had like people that wanted to be my friend or ask me for advice. Like, even when I was super young and I didn't even know that I was a healer, but I just had some chick tell me that, so then I just started owning it, right? Okay, I'm reading your comment now, Kat. Sorry, I had to go off on that little tangent there. I feel it was very needed. It was important. Oh, yeah, I love this comment. Okay. Yeah, okay, Kat, I love this. I hope you're still here, Kat. So, okay, what if I love myself, but then lose that feeling of confidence and sexiness around certain men? Oh my God, yes, yes. Okay, let's talk about this, because I totally know that feeling. And there are certain men who I feel like are more potentially triggering to us, and it's because it's some type of soul connection, and it's also an opportunity for us to step more into our highest self. Like, a lot of times I feel like totally hot shit. But then around certain particular men where I'm learning certain soul lessons, it's like I'll just lose all of it and go into this like insecure little girl. I don't know if you can relate to that, but it's almost like I regress back into this like little girl self. And it's because you're healing some type of dad issue perhaps, or some type of inner child issue around these men. So what you have to do is just override that. And just, even with the men that you feel nervous around, because there are going to still be men like that you feel nervous around. I feel like it's not like one day you just flick on the hot confidence switch and then like you never get nervous around anybody ever again. And I think the reason why we get nervous too around the men that we really like is because we really care about their opinions of us, and, you know, we really want it to work out or whatever. And so then it triggers all this stuff. But what you have to do is just realize that even if I am nervous around this man, he's still going to think I'm hot. Or he's still going to respect me. He's still going to want to be with me because my energy is that good. And I've actually had this happen where, like, I've been nervous around many guys that I've, like, gone out on dates with or whatever. Not really anymore. It's weird. I don't really get nervous anymore, like, around any guy. But maybe there would be some guy, right? And it's just, I have this belief that, like, okay, even if I am nervous, he's still going to like me. Or everything is still going to happen for my highest good. Like, everything is always working out for me, right? And even if I do, like, you know, act a little shy or mess up my words or like not be my bold, confident, hot as fuck self, like, everything always works out for me, and, like, he's gonna like me anyways, because obviously my soul is gonna shine through. Okay? And, like, when you think about it from the perspective of soulmates, it's not about you acting hot or confident or anything like that. It's the energy of your freaking soul that is attracting to that guy anyways, or anyone, like, to the soulmate clients or to anyone. It's not like whether you're acting the most hottest, confident version of yourself. I mean, it helps when you are, but it's unreasonable to think that, like, you're going to be on all the time, right? And still sometimes I get, like, thrown off my guard too, and, like, I do a live and I'm just like, oh my god, that sucked. Or, like, even sometimes I think it sucked and then, like, a lot of people really still liked the live. And so I think the reason for that is because my belief now is just like, oh, my energy is that powerful that people just, like, are healed by my presence. So, like, I could come on a live and literally speak gibberish and people would fucking get healed because my energy is, like, so high. Like, that's just a belief that I've kind of owned. I mean, it might sound kind of crazy or egotistical, but, like, it just, like, it's not you, it's your energy, right? You love this. Okay, good. I'm glad it resonates, Kat. Okay, Scott, you hate when you stumble on a word or two. Not cool, right? When you're trying to impress. Yeah, and you know what? I think it's a Gemini thing, like, because, like I said earlier in the live, I have Mercury in Gemini, and my thoughts are going a mile a minute, so I get ahead of myself, and I stumble on my words a lot. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched my videos, like, I freaking mess up a lot of words, like, and a lot of times I don't breathe enough, like, so anyways, you just have to own it, and you have to believe that your awesomeness and your hotness and the pure attractive power of your own soul overrides any of the minor fuck-ups that you feel you're having, right? Does that make sense, you guys? Give me some hearts if that makes sense. And I feel like I've never actually said this before. And I'm even amazed at myself right now. I'm like, oh my god, this is good. This is really good. This is really good. And I was going to go to sleep. I wouldn't have been able to sleep right away because I was too excited. I got excited because of my own post about light, joyful, and free. The doors are closing in 6 days. I got really excited. I was like, I need to tell the people to buy this fucking program. And also, I'm excited about my damn shirt because it's awesome. It's like, go like, what does it say? Go like never before. And then I had this awesome workout. Yeah, Olga says you definitely uplift everyone. Yeah, oh yay. Kat's gonna sleep so much better tonight. Yay, I'm so glad. Sending you all the healing, Reiki, love, joy vibes to all of you. Thank you for being here tonight, you guys. Lindsay, hearts to you. Love you all. Yeah, so you are that powerful. And that's how to override those, you know, shitty feelings of inferiority or not confidence. And actually, that's another live stream I want to do. I've talked about this a lot before. I have a whole training on it in my instant healing course, actually. But something I want to talk about in the next live stream, just a heads up, is dismissing superiority and inferiority. So if you feel superior to anyone, like when we have like an inferiority complex or a superiority complex, we can kind of make ourselves better or worse than other people. And if you have a tendency to, you know, put other people on a pedestal and worship them as gods, which is something that I do. Hey, Rebecca, thank you for the hearts. Or if you also have a tendency to put yourself down, like as if you're not as good as other people, like you look out at other people and you're like, oh my god, I wish I could be that cool, but I'll never be that cool. or so, like that. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Or like in other cases, you can kind of feel like you're better than everyone, like kind of like and I vacillate between the two, right? And like you can kind of feel like, oh, my nose is up here, like actually I'm much better than all of you people, right? So we need to heal this, and we need to recognize that at a soul level we're all equal, okay? And sure, some people are better than you at certain things, but that doesn't mean they're better as a soul at a soul level. Like, we all have our own unique gifts and everything, but no one is inherently better or worse. So we need to shift that. We need to bring up our self-esteem, and perhaps maybe stop criticizing others in our head as well if we're feeling superior, right? Because we have to recognize we all have our own unique talents and gifts, right? Okay, Ashley has a question. Can I ask you something? I'm always curious to know why when I'm happy, the men I love say to me I'm too confident and need to not be so all about myself. I wonder why. Are they just scared of how much I can give? Okay, so, well, let's just take it back to what we said earlier, Ashley. Like, is there a part of you that maybe worries if you're too confident, or if you're too much, or if you're too much into yourself? I find that when people, like, I used to have guys, like, say that kind of shit to me, or actually, I used to have my own dad say that I was too arrogant or too confident and in certain, like, the way that I talked and stuff. And so it could be kind of an inner child thing, like, where maybe there's some part of you that actually feels like you are. And then that's why these men are saying that, because it's that reflection, right? Like, because it's kind of like everything that anyone else says to us is something that maybe we've thought, right, in our own head, right? Like I said earlier. So I would look at if there's any part of you that feels guilty for who you actually are. Because I used to feel like that. I used to feel like I had to dim down a little bit to, like, be normal and stuff. And also because I was actually shamed, you know, for being too much or being too arrogant. I've had people say that, right? And so a part of you might just feel like maybe you are too much. Yeah. Well, you just got to work on loving yourself, and it doesn't have to be work, right? It's just like, fuck the opinions of others, right? And look at it for guidance like this. Like, you're using this now, and this is a great healing opportunity. But also, you got to keep being yourself, right? And you got to not care what they're going to think about it, and just keep being your whole authentic self. But what will happen is when you start fully owning who you are and, like, you know, this is just who I am. I am a confident person. I do love myself. I've been working on myself for years. Like, I'm allowed to be confident and over the top and be who I really am, right? And then eventually when you're fully owning it, the men that show up in your life will be like, wow, you are awesome. Like, mostly, until you fully heal that, right? And, like, I mean, there's always going to be some people who don't like you for who you are, but I think that when you change your energy, and I've seen it, I've proven it, you can actually even have some of those same people that were criticizing you before coming back and being like, wow, you're so confident, like, I love that about you. And you'll be like, well, a few years ago you said it was annoying. So keep doing the inner work. You're doing so good. You're in the right place, obviously. Yeah. Okay, you guys, that's all I'm going to say. If you haven't signed up for Light, Joyful, and Free yet, get your freaking butt in there. This is a one-on-one group program with me. So you get one-on-one access to me, and you get an entire 6-week group program. It's going to be freaking next level. I'll post the link after. It's going to be really fun. It's a great opportunity if you've been wanting to work with me one-on-one and gain emotional freedom, gain the ability to fully express yourself, and live your joy of living. So I'm really excited about it. We start April 15th. And yeah, I just hope you all have a great night. That was really fun to come on here. I'm glad I did. And thank you, Ashley. Yeah, night, you guys. And remember, you came for the joy of living. And also stay tuned for my next live stream, probably tomorrow. I'm going to talk about dismissing superiority and inferiority, I think, unless something better to talk about comes up. So get in Light, Joyful, and Free if you're feeling a soul calling, and we'll talk super soon. Remember, you came for the joy of living. Bye, guys.